See this man right here on the left. One of the most hyped up prospects in the history of basketball. One of the best players in the world right now. And people were calling this guy the MVP. See this man on the right. Prefers horses to basketball. But is the best player in the world and one of the 10 greatest players. 15 greatest players of all time. They say board man gets paid. Nah. Horseman gets paid. This man owns LA. Like, we call LeBronto, we call, like, Toronto LeBronto when he was there. Nah. We have got, you had LeBronto. You see what we've got right here? This is what we have right here. I'm on right now the, I gotta go big brush tool. This is what we've got right here. There's no K in Nikola. Is there a K in Nikola Jokic? Yes. No. No, there's no C in Jokic. No, there's no C. I misspelled it. No. I was about to say Nick. Oh no, this is a disaster for the video. It's an absolute disaster. Instead of LeBronto. Or am I mean. Yeah, there's no C in. There's no C in it. Instead of LeBronto. I've weird way of drawing LA. We've got Nico LA instead of LeBronto. Dear Lord, I did a horrible job at that. But Nikola Jokic absolutely destroyed. He absolutely destroyed the Lakers. Again. Does not matter what happens. There are two things in life that are guaranteed. Zion Williamson missing time during the season and Nikola Jokic doing this. Not even death is as guaranteed as this. There's definitely, like, people have cheated death. There are definitely people in the world that have cheated death. But there are not people in the world that have watched this man in recent years lose to LA. But I feel bad for the Lakers. Like, they just can't do anything as the Nuggets. The Nuggets just have their number. Like, they would have been in NBA Finals. They'd be NBA champions if the Nuggets didn't exist. If the Suns, I mean this, like, if the Suns had just lost to them a while ago, it's like if the Suns had just beaten the Nuggets, the Lakers probably beat the Suns. But if you want to look last night at the game, Nikola Jokic had an off game, by the way. He had 34 points. He had 34 points on 20 shots. Also, 13 boards and 8 assists. That's an off game for Nikola Jokic, who is currently averaging 30, 14, and 11.3 assists. What's going on? Like, what is actually going on? This man is superhuman. And yeah, for the Lakers, and again, 80, 14 points on 6 of 19 shooting. Like, 80's MVP is gonzo. It's gonzo. It's absolutely gonzo. There's no chance of that MVP right now. And for whatever about defense, like, Jokic is averaging a bunch of stocks this year. And no, I'm not talking about buying some Dogecoin and it going to the moon because Elon Musk is involved with the president. Not those type of stocks. Can you even consider them? Can you even consider that stocks, or is that gambling? It might be gambling. Either way, he's playing some defense. But it is, for me, it's always funny because I'm like, this guy, it just shows that if you hear anything about him, like, he shows up to work on time. He's always there. He's always, like, playing at 100% when he plays. He's in ridiculous shape for a big man. Like, they're saying as far as professionalism goes, he's one of the most professional players in the league as far as the stuff that he does. But he just does, like, basketball is just a job for him. And the funny thing is that you see with all these, like, hoopers. You see with the, like, hoopers. Some of them, once basketball becomes a job, they stop caring. Like, you see, it's like all these players not wanting to play basketball as much as possible. Because they're like, oh, they don't want to play. They don't care about the game. Where it's like, these guys were hoopers. All they did was play basketball, and as soon as it becomes a job, it stops being fun, and they don't really take it that seriously, because by the time it stops being fun, they're multi-millionaires, and it doesn't really matter what they do. Whereas for this guy, it was a job the whole time. And he just wants to be the best in the world at his job. Like, his job is to win. He just wants to win, then go home and do stuff with horses. Like, he wants to, oh dear Lord, did I just say that? Oh my God, sorry. He wants to go home and spend time with his horses. Like, Jesus Christ. Either way, yeah, like, this is like, horseman gets paid. That's all we know. But, like, we had Austin Rivers at the start of the year say that Cat was more skilled than him. And the only thing that Cat has ever done better than Jokic was shoot the 3-ball. And Jokic is shooting the Eliza this year. The fact is that Nikola Jokic is literally playing some of the best basketball in the history of the sport. Like, Jokic, through what? We are through enough of a chunk of the season to say that Jokic has had one of the best, I think, what's he played, like 12 games this season? He's had one of the best stretches of whatever length in the history of the sport. In the history of the sport. I stand by that. Like, when we talk about players prime for prime, he is in the conversation for one of the best ever. And you might say, oh, but like, look at the team record and all this stuff. He has never played with an all-star. In his career, Nikola Jokic, like, this is how good Jokic is. His team are perennial contenders. He's never played with another all-star in his career. In his career. He's never played with an all-star. The Denver Nuggets have done the worst job in the history of the sport about putting a team around him. Like, people, like, oh, you know, they had that good championship team. Yeah, then they let Bruce Brown walk. Then they let KCP walk the next year. They give Jamal Murray a contract which cripples them for their future. They gave Michael Porter Jr. Look, I like Michael Porter Jr., but they gave him a ridiculous contract. They've given some absolutely crazy contracts out. They've done very poor in free agency. Like, they won a ring with Jeff Green playing meaningful minutes. They won a ring with old DeAndre Jordan, Reggie Jackson. These guys were playing. He won a ring with these guys. Christian Brown was a rookie. He was a second best bench player. And now suddenly, like, everybody talks, oh, you know, how LeBron raises his teammates. And a lot of people are like, it's actually kind of the opposite. Look at his teammates, like how they play with him, and then suddenly when they leave, they're balling. It's the opposite. Jokic is like a Miami system. Like, there are teams when they have a really good system, like the Spurs system, the Miami system, and maybe hypothetically the Boston system, where guys that fit in, role players that fit in, look great because of the system. The reason why so many players look so great in Denver is literally because of this man right here. The man who owns LA. They say, remember that whole, like, who's the king of LA between Kawhi and LeBron James? The actual answer is Nikola Jokic. Genuinely, the actual answer is Nikola Jokic. And whichever way you want to misspell Nikola Jokic's name, no matter how many different ways you want to misspell it like me, Nikola Jokic still owns LA. Horseman gets paid, lads. Horseman gets paid.